You are live. Okay, so it's telling me I'm live. I hope I am. Hopefully, can someone tell me if this is coming through? I see Clinton is saying hello. What's up, Clinton? Yeah, so I think I'm doing this right. I've not done one of these before. I am trying to steal ideas from other beer tubers. So I stole from Joe from Jow's Arcade. Um, saying hazy lemonade, and now I'm stealing an idea from Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, doing a live unboxing. I actually have two boxes to unbox. So first things first, obviously, what am I drinking? Shubrew is my friend Chris. So thanks, Chris. I really appreciate it. Shubrew is the name of the brewery. Shoots Like a Girl Fusion. It's part of their Pixelated IPA series. It's quite nice. I'm sipping on it right now. Thank you guys for letting me know. Yeah, you see the stream. That's awesome. Cool. So I got see Clinton J. Rija says, yeah, and then Jay Wagner. I see the stream. Yeah, appreciate it. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever done a solo stream. Usually I'm with like Nerdsense and they're running the show, or Matt at Massive and he's running the show. Speaking of Nerdsense, here's a box from them. And actually, I think Sean reused the box. I sent him 2 beers in, and I think he fit 4 beers in here. So he's obviously better at packaging things than me. All right, so both these boxes, I have an idea of what's in them. I'm half remembering, half forgetting things, and I might be surprised. So some of it won't be too surprising for me. Get into it. I'm like really nervous because this is outside of my comfort zone. Okay, so sweet. Rising Tide All Together. So if you guys didn't see, we did a stream on Matt at Massive Beer Reviews channel, the Nerdsense guys, myself, and Matt, where we did 3 All Together beers. So Sean got, I bet this is the second one. Yeah, 2 different All Together beers. And this one is from Bent Water. This one's from Rising Tide. And the thought is to do another altogether comparison live stream with them. We're literally talking about it right now in a group text while I'm doing this. So maybe be on the lookout for that this Friday. So yeah, really excited to do these. It's such a cool idea, and I'm so glad a bunch of breweries are jumping on the idea. All right, so speaking of cool ideas and stuff that should be happening in the future, mystery, careful cutting. Well, I won't even cut it then, Sean. So if I'm understanding this correctly, and I checked with Sean, so I think I am, there's 2 kinds of mystery beers in here. The one with the sticker is the one, and actually I think this was my idea, so I'm really proud of it. The one with the sticker, myself, Mike from Nerdsense, and Matt from Massive Beer Reviews, we're going to do, I think it's going to be a live stream, maybe a recorded video and release it, where we all have the same beer, and we're going to do a mystery beer together. And then, maybe who gets closest wins a cookie. I don't know. But, I got to step up my game, because when I send these guys mystery beers, I just write hype, and then I put the circle and the cross over it. But Matt and Nerdsense, they have stickers. That's legit. Oh, Clinton, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Yeah, that was awesome. Jay, awesome. I just found your channel a week or so ago and have really enjoyed it. Stream looks great. Oh, good. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for letting me know the quality. I don't know if it's showing me just what my camera's like doing straight to my computer, but on my end, it looks really good. So I appreciate that, guys. Actually, I can click on these comments, right? Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, I appreciate that again, Jay. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun to do. And it's just such a good talking point too, to do those. But this, I think, will be a lot of fun too. And then a mystery beer. And if I remember correctly, unless Sean's messing with us, these should be different. So that'd be cool to do as well. So should be, what I'm thinking is 2 live streams in the future with those guys, and then a solo mystery beer. I'm also thinking, actually, it kind of relates to the Hot Butcher box, which we're going to try to do a stream with Jeremiah from Hot Butcher, which will be really rad. They sent a Pilsner, and I don't drink a lot of Pilsners. And I'm like, man, I like this, but like, it's hard for me to describe it because I don't drink a lot of them. So I don't have a good word bank for things that, typically you taste in those. And then I had another Pilsner from Trillium that Sean sent from Nerdsense, and same kind of thing. And then there was another beer that wasn't a Pilsner. But anyway, kind of made me appreciate challenging myself. Yeah, I'm drinking an IPA tonight. I love IPAs, but I've had so many, it's kind of easy to, identify the flavors for the most part. Sometimes there are these weird things that, are exciting to taste in beer because they're different, So I'm thinking, here's my idea. And I'm not good about like sticking to themes and stuff, but I want to challenge my palate once a week. Like, what I'm thinking is test my taster Tuesday, kind of alliterative. And on Tuesdays, post videos that are either mystery beers or styles I don't drink a lot. Just kind of, again, get out of my comfort zone, test my palate, maybe either be surprised and not know what I'm drinking, or, on purpose, like with a mystery beer, or just, again, something I'm not super familiar with. So that's an idea I had actually today that I'm thinking of doing. Let me put these away for the Hop Butcher one. Oops, I just knocked these over. Bowling for beer over here. Man, what are you guys drinking? Anything? Oh, appropriate question to ask. Jay just said, of course, I'm having a drink along with you. What are you drinking, Jay? And anyone else? What are you guys drinking? Chime in. All right, so I do watch Hot Butcher's social media, and I know Sean posted an unboxing video of this. I did not watch that, but based on two things Jeremiah told me yesterday via text message and watching their social media, I have a pretty good idea of what's in here. But yeah, let's get into it. Just don't want to knock this guy over. For me, the most fun about doing these live streams is the interaction. And one of the reasons, if I'm being completely honest, one of the reasons I don't do these alone is the technical stuff, but also the, like, is anyone going to watch this stuff? Whereas I feel like if we have a bunch of people, we're more likely to get people to watch, because that's the best part of these is live interaction, whether I'm talking to guys on camera or, people commenting or whatnot. So yeah, definitely chime in what you guys are drinking. All right, do these from the top. Okay, that's a loose guy, so I'll do that one first. All right, so we got two of these. I love this can art. I'm actually a big fan of their can art, period. Let me get rid of that for now. I love this can art. Preserved in 3D, like it's stuck in Jell-O. I'm a huge Office fan, and it makes me think of the stapler and the Jell-O mold, the hop in this mold of some sort. Shubrew and Simcoe, 7.5% double IPA. Loving the Shubrew hop. I think a lot of people are, and I'm definitely on the train. And then, of course, Simcoe, who doesn't love that? Bright orange. Oh, pulp. The second P looked like an E to me, sorry. And it's the same exact font as the first P. Should have been able to read that. Sweet berry, love that. Ripe tropical fruit, heck yeah. No, I'm super excited for that. I mean, look at that. Oh, that carrot's sick. All right, we got some people. Foothills Moravian People's Porter. Nice. I haven't had a porter in a while. I was on, actually I posted it. I forgot I did it on my channel as well with Dennis from First Sip, and he was drinking a porter with vanilla in it. And excuse me, just like I was saying about trying to do like that thing on Tuesdays where I drink stuff that I'm not used to drinking. Excuse me, it made me think like I don't drink a lot of, porters, and I haven't had one in a while. I'm trying not to drink during the week, trying to flatten my curve. I appreciate that. Yeah, I talked to the other guys who do this. And I know like Sean doesn't drink the first few days of the work week and all that. And Matt, I think, does, Friday, Saturday, Sundays when he does all his reviews. I'm typically one beer a day, and I have started using a calorie app, and it helps do my macros plus, calories, factors in how active I was. So trying to flatten my curve too, short version. Guns, Bikes, and Brews, what's up? Altogether Beach House, very cool. Yeah, and I was saying before when I was unboxing the ones from Sean, super cool that so many breweries are doing the Altogether, raising some money right now. Fully support that, love that. Jay said, I'm having an Urban Artifact Sour. My bad, I had to take the dog out. Big dog guy myself, totally get that. I was just outside with my guy. Hearing good things about Urban Artifact. Actually, Rod from Rod J was telling me too recently some really good things about them. This next one, Jeremiah from Hot Butcher had said, listen, like drink this one fresh. So this might be the beer we try to drink with him on camera, which I think will be really rad. I know he wants to do that, kind of like, here's what we were going for as a brewery, like as the brewers of this, here's what we're thinking. Let's hear your tasting notes. And again, they put the tasting notes on the back of all these. Sometimes for me, they're dead on. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I think what you said is what I'm tasting is more lemon. You said grapefruit, things like that, which is pretty cool. But this is an imperialized version of a beer I have had from them. It's called A Deeper Dish, Citra and Vic Secret Hop Triple IPA, 10.5% ABV throughout the Chicago area. So you see the deep dish pizza. I mean, yeah, I'm a New Yorker, but I don't discriminate when it comes to pizza. I love all kinds of pizza. Yeah, click that one. Jay, yeah, they have some good ones. Urban Artifact, yeah. I don't, unless I'm forgetting, I don't think I've had anything from them. For this one, they're saying for tasting notes, sweet orange pulp, I got it right that time, floral grapefruit, hey, speaking of grapefruit, and ripe tropical. The triple IPAs I've had from them, I have enjoyed. They're a style that sometimes I'm hit or miss on, and these guys, Equilibrium, have consistently pleased me with their triple IPAs. So they definitely kind of help me, think, maybe you like triple IPAs more than you think you do. Let's swig of this. Oh, I forgot to say this. The reason I'm drinking this one is because my friend Chris sent it to me and I did an unboxing of that. It just kind of seemed to, in my mind anyway, fit the theme of, hey, we're doing an unboxing video. I should have a beer from a box I unboxed. All right. We got a couple different guys here. This might be my favorite can of the ones I'm pretty sure I'm getting. Just look at that. Kielbasa King. Look how great that is. It's also appropriate because we had hot dogs as our protein with dinner today. Mosaic and Nelson Sauvin hopped double IPA, 7.5%. This is the other one that Jeremiah was talking to me about. This one, he said that Nelson is on point. Like he was like really happy with how this one turned out. He said that it's like the best Nelson he's had, period. So that's got me really excited. I also love Mosaic. They're saying berry medley, dank greens, crisp white grapes, which is what I'm looking for when I get that Nelson. So that makes me really excited. Get rid of this guy. Okay. So let's see, we got some new comments. Some good ones. They make a really good pickle sour. I've heard of that beer. I think a couple breweries are doing like pickle beers, but I think they're one specifically that I have heard of. And Jay, if you're not near Massachusetts, I'll have to send you some Mass beers sometimes. Yeah, I'm not too far from Mass. I'm in the capital region, Albany area of New York, so I'm pretty close to Massachusetts. But yeah, I mean, typically speaking, if I'm doing Massachusetts beers, it's like the Trillium Treehouse. I almost want to say like boring because stuff we beer nerds try to obtain. I'm trying to think. I mean, definitely I like Jack's Abbey. Love their Framing Hammer, barrel aged series. Sam Adams. Trying to go back to some of those classic breweries, that I haven't had a lot of lately. And trying to think of who else had a mess. I used to be big on Harpoon. I think I did one of their Dunkin' Donuts beers. It's the last beer I had from them. That was a good tour. That Harpoon tour was sick. All right, so I got the Kielbasa King. We got two different ones. Actually, I like that. I'm just going to keep saying, I like the can art on this one. All right, Telehopic, Mosaic, Sultana, I don't know that hop at all, and Columbus, 7.5% ABV. Cool name, and obviously that can art, definitely lives up to the name. At first, I was annoyed that this was doing the autofocus, but I guess it is kind of nice when I put the beer up there that it shifts to that. Well, that kind of has both of us in focus. Anyway, bright pineapple, ripe berry, wafting greens. I can groove on that. Seriously, though, look how great that can art is. That's sick. And the last one. What's the name on it? Oh, man. Is it? Oh, it's metal. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's metal. Metal scrap. That little claw was throwing me off. I'm like, is that a C? I'm like, is it mix something? Metal. I'm sorry. Oh my God. So for people who don't know, I'm a teacher. And today I had to do this a lot with students, but I got to see them and interact with them. And I think my brain's a little fried from interacting via video, apparently. Scrap metal. Typically, I'm an American. In America, we read left to right. For some reason, I was reading right to left. Scrap metal. Equinox, Citra, El Dorado hopped. Double IPA, 7.5%. Bright tropical, zested lime, ripe melon. That's great. Look at that. Yeah, there it goes into the focus thing. That's sick. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ones. Fantastic. Drinking an IPA while I unbox some IPAs. And this isn't so bad doing this solo. I'm not saying I'm going to do it a lot. This isn't so bad. Oh, right on. I'm a social studies teacher. I teach 11th and 12th grade. So U.S. history for New York is U.S. history in 11th grade, and then you do economics and participation in government for seniors. So like right before they graduate, hey, you're going to be an adult. Here's how the government works, like really in depth. We bring in people who can register them to vote. We teach them the 3 branches, checks and balances. We do current event stuff. We look at bias. So, like, it's definitely a class I love teaching. That economics, hey, let's talk about money, and then kids are instantly hooked. So yeah, speaking of money, definitely we talk about math. I have a couple really good friends who are math teachers as well. Definitely a subject that I try to fight for. Sometimes students are like, why am I gonna have to do this? Blah blah blah. It's like, listen, like you have to follow steps in life, and math teaches you how to follow directions, and that's important. Also, work ethic. But anyway, got my soapbox. Jay Wagner, okay, Mighty Squirrel is really good brewery from up here. Mighty Squirrel, I think you've stumped me. Mighty Squirrel. Haha. Laughing at pickle sour beer, maybe? Laughing at me? Both? We thought, I went out of order. Some BA1s too. From Urban Artifact. Should have been better on. I'm sorry, I should have been more on top of those. Again, I do not do this. This is not my norm, and I'm sure this will be a lot of fun for people to watch when it's not live and judging. Man, you should stick to doing these with other people. Yeah, that's fun. But what's cool about this too is again like the interacting with you guys and learning more. And I've thought about trying to here's another idea. Apparently, I have a lot of ideas and I have more free time. Almost not like I don't want to do like an ask me anything, but more of like a video where, hey, here's an idea for like a topic for discussion, and then try to have people just comment and then like me respond and just get like comment conversations going. This is great, but you're limited to who's available right now, who hops on right now to talk, which is great, but it's limiting versus a posted video. And actually it's like I do that with my students. Yesterday and today are the first days I'm doing any live videos with them. Everything else I've recorded, just put up, and they're like, hey, watch it when you can. When your sister's not using the laptop and you can use it, watch the video. So, it's kind of the same thing with this, where, sometimes live is cool because it's, so direct and in person-ish, but you do kind of miss out on other people being able to join. Yeah, laughing at me. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just fried. I mean, anyway, whatever. I don't need to complain about my work day. But yeah, it's weird, anyone who's lucky enough to be working right now, typically it depends what job you do, but it's different. It's weird, but I'm just glad my wife and I are both still employed, so I got nothing to complain about. For people who missed the live stream at the beginning, just real quick, besides these Hop Butcher beers, Sean from Nerdsense sent Matt from Massive, Mike from Nerdsense, and myself 2 more altogether beers to do a live stream, Rising Tide and Bent Water. We had a lot of fun doing the last one on last Friday on Matt's channel, right? Matt hosted that, yeah. So it'd be nice to do round 2 of that. And then Sean sent a mystery beer for me, and then a mystery beer for us to do another live stream where myself, Matt from Massive, and Mike from Nerdsense. I think Sean will be on laughing at us as we get this beer really wrong, but we'll kind of all do the same mystery beer. He sent us all the same one. And then, just kind of, it's like for bragging rights, right? Like who got the closest to ABV. I'm a little nervous because I sent Matt one. It was a 2016 Bell's Black Note mystery beer. And he's like, I think this is a 2016. He's like, I think it's 11.2. It's a bourbon barrel aged stout. And then, he opens it up and it's a 2016. It's like 0.1 different ABV. So it's like, dude got the style, the year, and 0.1 ABV point, off. So a lot of pressure. Although I did really well with the one I posted yesterday that he sent me. All right, what do we got? Just another question about teaching. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll probably stay until about 9. Just another question about teaching. Do you worry about parent students finding all your beer reviews? I have a separate YouTube account. I definitely use my school Gmail account for that YouTube video. I don't worry about it. It is why I only use my first name and why I keep my videos clean. That way if like a student Googled me, this would never come up. But yeah, I wouldn't get fired. I wouldn't have there would be no repercussions. It's totally fine with the powers that be. The superintendent of my district distills, like it's not a thing. You could have, like a parent who maybe, views alcohol as bad or whatever, who might have a personal issue. So why, open it up for that? So that's why I kind of keep it private from that part of my life. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's a good question. It's something I'm thoughtful about, but my colleagues know I do this and all that. But yeah, no, that's a really fair and good question. Yeah, it's different doing live stuff. Yeah, I used to stream on Twitch for a bit. Yeah. That, what, I do feel the pressure of it, or whatever you want to call it, of like, all right, what are people saying? How am I coming across? I can see myself on the camera. Do I look okay? I literally just got done eating everything in my teeth. Oh, and I'm trying to read the beer and I'm reading it backwards. Yeah, it is what it is. The Twitch stuff, been watching some videos on YouTube of people, not necessarily, I mean, some of them Twitch and then they upload later, but I mean, no one, relatively speaking, watches BeerTube. Like if I get, my goal is 50 views per video I put, like that. It's like, to me, it's like, wow, 50 people checked out what I posted, and then you look at some of like the people who are successful streaming video games, or like, uploading like them, beating impossible levels on Mario Maker or whatever to YouTube. And it's like, oh, they have hundreds of thousands of views. It's like, man, I'm in the wrong YouTube business. But no, I love teaching. I'm not trying to actually make money doing that. I'm always worried I'll like a video, something a parent will get upset. Yeah. That I have thought about. And like, especially teaching, I mean, U.S. history can be controversial, but doing things like participation in government, where you're doing like current events, I am very much I am a blank slate to them. They don't know anything. It's just actually like I do my beer reviews. I don't talk about my politics. I'm not trying to indoctrinate these kids. So, whatever position, if a student gives me a left wing position, I tell them what the right wing would say. If a student gives me a right wing position, I'd say what the left wing would say. I just try to like challenge everything. But, like if I'm picking like a video clip, I always preface it like, here's why I'm showing it. Here's what side of the political spectrum it's on. Feel free to, it's always like critical thinking. But like every time I explain that, because I could see a kid going home, oh, today the teacher showed me a video from Saturday Night Live, and isn't that ridiculous? Like, well, yeah, but listen to the context. It was part of a greater lesson where we're looking at bias in the media. So like maybe you didn't like what the joke they were making. That was the point, like, is to be aware of that stuff. But I totally get you. Like when you're in the public eye like that, you have to, be very mindful of what videos are you liking that maybe someone could see and be upset that you liked it. How you teach something. I had, when I was doing the stuff like this with students today, a student was like, what they bring up? Oh, it was so random. We're talking, it was economics. We're talking about like money stuff and like game shows. They have to pay taxes on the prizes you win. And a student's like, hey, I saw RuPaul was on The Price is Right, and they were raising money for Planned Parenthood. And then you can see another kid was getting upset that they hadn't raised money for that. And it's just like, yeah, well, we could yell at each other right now. I said, or the people who feel one way or the other could have a nice rational conversation about why they feel that way, So it's a little bit government, politics, and a little bit because it had started with the economics. But short version, I get it. Nice. Yeah. So this is where I film stuff for my students, and then I took all there's some beer stuff like in front of me that people can't see, and then I typically shoot in my basement where my beer cellar is, but sometimes I like to shoot up here. I've been having trouble recording with this camera though; it gets choppy sometimes, so I haven't been filming reviews too much up here. But for live streaming, it seems to be fine, and every once in a while for a quick video. But yeah, no, this is my man cave, my office, whatever term you want to use, whatever one makes me sound more adult, I guess. This is my office. Yes, this is my home office where I work from 8 to 4 o'clock every day being a teacher. Sounds a little more official that way. Can you not see my messages? I saw the BA one, and I was wondering what you meant by, I assume you mean barrel-aged. Demis, I talked about the porter and how I want to drink more. And then, I didn't know what you meant by the barrel-aged one. Unless there's more of I tried to click on the ones I saw just now so you could see the ones that are popping up for me. If there's other ones, then no, I did not see them. But those are the ones I saw. And that was cool. We moved here, I don't know, a little over a year and a half ago. And we were having the hardest time finding a house we liked. And not that this is not why we bought this house, obviously, because I'm not an idiot. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like a root cellar, and it's definitely big enough where I could set up the can. It's not that big in there though. It's very narrow. But I'm like, I could put like my aged beer on these shelves, and that would be pretty dope. But first, I started in this room doing those reviews. Okay. Yeah. So Clinton, maybe did you type something and not submit it, or maybe you just missed me addressing it? Yeah. I hope I got to everyone. I'm trying to get to all the comments. Oh, the Warhead Sours. Yeah. From Artisanal Brew Works. Yeah, I'm thinking, so my birthday's next week, and actually speaking of Massachusetts, I was like, do I want to go out to Treehouse and do you can order ahead and basically do curbside pickup at Treehouse instead of waiting in line. So I was going to maybe do that for my birthday, but I was like, you know what? I should support local. So actually the same people who do the Warheads, I might do another order from them. They do delivery to my house, get some beers from them, throw some local business at them, and they have looks like some tasty beers. But yeah, those Warhead beers, those are a trip, man. And they've been distributing them a little bit wider. They did Massachusetts, in New York, besides the Albany area. I know they got out to I want to say Syracuse. So it's a relatively small brewery. Actually, he's a former teacher. The two owners, one still is a teacher, and the head brewer is a former teacher. They were doing enough business. He quit his job and does that full time. But yeah, they put out some good looking beers recently. So I was thinking about doing an online purchase from them. But yeah, those Warhead beers. And you know what the coolest thing is? I like it when it's oh, there's Cinnamon Toast Crunch in this beer, but they don't tell you because they can't actually call it Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But it's legit Warhead's blessing, sold them the syrup. They have the legal agreement that they can use the Warhead's label for the packaging. So it is cool that it's sanctioned. It's not one of those. Now they have other beers like Raleigh Janchers, which is their take on Jolly Ranchers. So they do some of that stuff. But yeah, the Warheads was pretty rad. Well, that's awesome. I was hoping to grab some of the Warheads ones when I found your review, but they were gone by the time I got to the shop. Yeah, it was really cool that they were able to partner with Night Shift's distribution. and get those beers elsewhere. I assume that's who got it out to even the Syracuse, New York area, but definitely into the Massachusetts area. I know the guys at Nerdsense who are Massachusetts based. They saw it at the local shop. Well, Mike technically doesn't live in Mass. I shouldn't say technically doesn't live in Massachusetts anymore, but couldn't get there in time, or I forget. But anyway, yeah, it is cool there for a small place being able to spread out wider. I'm a big sour fan, so I like to try the ones I can. Did you mean for that to rhyme or no? Yeah, that's a style that I've been getting more into. I prefer if they're fruited. That's and actually I almost had one of my fruited sours that Chris sent instead of drinking this IPA. But it's hard for me if it's just a sour. If it's a wild ale, if it's a fruited wild ale, if it's a fruited sour, and it's not like the hippest one to say, but I think my favorite sour is Dogfish Head's Sea Quench. I love lime. I love the salty lime, like a margarita that melted down a little bit. That hits it for me, and I know that's not a hype thing, but yeah, I love it a lot. Yeah, actually, I haven't bought any of this. Now the weather's getting warm, I got to get some. Jay, you missed an opportunity, man. Haha, I didn't mean to rhyme. Yeah, the fruit ones are what I go to all the time. And then it would have rhymed again. I'm so disappointed in you. Ridiculous. Urban Artifact is really good with the fruit sours. And yeah, that's what I know. Yeah, again, Rod J was one of people telling me this, but there was one or two other people are talking about these guys recently. Do they do those like smoothie style ones too? I feel like someone told me that as well, but I might be getting my wires crossed. This is about an hour after I usually shut off my brain, so don't expect too much from this. I was gonna wrap it up pretty soon, unless anyone else wants to weigh in on anything. But my plan was just to go till 9. But I'll gladly stay longer if people want to interact. But just as an FYI, I see people are still watching, but yeah. I haven't seen the smooth style. Yeah, so maybe I'm misremembering. I know for a fact that around the same time, my friend Jim was talking about a local brewery to him. See, I rhymed him and Jim. See, that does them. So maybe that's why I'm getting my wires crossed, because around the same time Rod had mentioned it. Urban Artifact is like a mile and a half from my in-laws. My wife says that's the reason why I want to visit them. It's a good reason to visit. Wait, Clinton, Clinton, if you're still on this, did you write other comments that I didn't click on? Because those are the ones I can see. So yeah, let me know if you're still on. Well, of course, less than I don't see that comment. Fruity Smoothie IPA. Oh, interesting. How bitter are they once they do the fruit edition, but also like the smoothie edition? Oh, that wasn't like a me fishing to end, right? I've run out of things to independently talk about. I'll gladly have conversations. I could do this all night. I just meant like I don't have anything else left to like profess out to the world after doing that today from a teaching point of view too. Dope. The brewery's inside an old church. That I didn't realize that. That is cool. Just the architecture. I've been pretty fortunate. Excuse me, to travel. And one of my favorite things when I get to go to Europe is just to go into every church I can, just that architecture. So if it's like an older church with some cool architecture, that'd be pretty, well, you said old church, but I assume it has some cool architecture. That'd be really rad. Should have known to rhyme since I do make music. Missed opportunity. What kind of music do you make? I mean, I see Game Man Jay, but so I knew the gaming thing. I took a shot at the gaming, but what kind of music you make? They're not very bitter. You can taste the hops, but it's a nice mix. Yeah, I mean, like the few 450 North smoothies I've had, I don't think I've reviewed any other brewery smoothies. I've had a couple from other breweries. I just don't think I've reviewed them. I think they're delicious. Like I love them, but like the whole are they a beer? Does it drink like beer thing? You know, I typically when I know this is gonna be like a very obvious thing to say. When I'm drinking a beer, I like to know I'm drinking a beer. So you know, as awesome as those are, again, I really do think they're really good. If I'm in the mood for a beer, I kind of want a beer. And they are kind of hard, I think, to scratch that itch. So it's nice to hear they still have some of the hop taste. Yeah. And yeah, I'm okay with fruited IPAs. You know, actually, I love blood orange in an IPA. I mean, I love blood oranges, but I've had some good. Actually, some of the best ones I've had were like from small New York breweries that just happened to be at, and so they had blood orange. But the one I like pretty good. My dad got me a bunch last year. Um, was actually 21st Amendment. I thought those were pretty good. But again, I love blood orange. I mainly do more indie rock stuff now on guitar, but I used to do vocals for a metal project. Very cool. What kind of metal? Like symphonic, or you know, is it like death metal, doom metal? Like what kind of, you know, I like enough metal that I can kind of get by. I skew more. I was always like a pop punk kid. Always loved the Beach Boys, stuff like that. Got into Green Day and Blink-182 real hard. Then got into some harder music. Then got into some underground hip hop. Then definitely some metal, more like symphonic metal, but I like metalcore, I like hardcore. I'm like one of those people who says like I like everything except country and mainstream rap. I like music that has a message usually too. Yeah, so no, it's awesome, man. Indie rock and some metal. I can get down with that. Yeah. Actually, see if the guy's texting more. Yeah, I'm thinking based on the messages. If you guys didn't see that part of the live stream, thinking based on those what those dudes are saying is this Friday we'll do the all together round two. Last time we did it on Matt from Massive Beer Reviews channel. I assume we'll do it on his channel again unless Sean wants to set up for Nerdsense. So I know I won't want to be the one to host that. I feel like this is enough of me live streaming for the week, hosting myself, I should say. But yeah, it'll be really dope actually if people would say Tuesday, if we're able to get an all together beer and join us on Friday. That'd be cool. We had some people who at least had already had an all together beer to weigh in, but it'd be really cool to have people. It doesn't have to be from the same breweries, obviously, and just kind of talking about what they're tasting. So that'd be pretty sick. But it looks like probably on Friday on one of those channels. It was on the heavy side. It grew out of it, so I went to another style. Yeah, no, and for me at this point, and I heard this happens to people sometimes, you kind of hit an age where you just kind of listen to the music you've already listened to. You don't really add new stuff. And I see some of that happening for me. But for me, it's like what I'm in the mood for. Do I want to listen to something really aggressive and heavy? Do I want to listen to something chill? Do I want to listen to, something that just kind of bounce my head to? Do I want to, listen to acoustic rock and just kind of have one of those emo moods? I totally understand the evolution of music taste, and also like I do it like on such a micro level. Like I want to listen to a pop punk band right now, and then it's like, oh, I wonder, it'd be pretty cool if someone was screaming vocals right now, and then I'll switch it up to something else. So I get that, Jay. I'll be working Friday, but I'll watch. Yeah, and that's the nice thing about doing these too is you can just throw them up on other people's channel or afterwards on one of their channels. Whoever ends up hosting it. But I'll watch when it's up. If I'm not home by the time it's live, I'll try to find their channels and follow. Yeah. Trying to think if I didn't link on this to the Nerdsense, but yeah, just one word, nerd. Like I'm a nerd for having all the stuff in the back, and then common sense, Nerdsense, and then if you type in massive beers, those are the two other channels that'll be involved, and it'll 100% guarantee it'll be on one of those two channels. And then it's looking based on the text messages right now that it would be on Friday. But yeah. I think I'm going to sign off at this time, but feel free if you want to comment anything from this video when it's posted on the YouTube channel. Just post it, not live, but post in the comments, and I always respond to comments. I wish Clinton was still on and said if he could try to comment, but sometimes every once in a while a comment falls through the YouTube cracks, but if I see the comment, I always respond. So, and of course, as I'm signing off, I just get more people viewing. But yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm really excited to obviously drink all these beers. Huge thank you to Jeremiah from Hot Butcher for sending them. Huge thank you to Sean from Nerdsense for sending those beers. So if you are in the Chicago area, definitely check out Hot Butcher. If you're able to connect to the internet like you're doing right now, make sure you check out Nerdsense. All one word, Nerdsense. I've been Kyle with No Hype Beer Reviews. Thanks for the generosity of those people. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate that. Like I said, it's really cool, to do these only if people are watching and interacting. Otherwise, it's me talking into a camera, and I don't feel like doing that. Okay, cool. I'll follow them. Appreciate it. They'll appreciate that. And so will I, Jay. Thank you so much, man. You have a great night. Fun hanging out with you too. Again, this is what's so cool about this. Meeting people, hanging out, even if it's virtual and somewhat, half text-based, this stuff is really rad. So no, seriously, this was really cool, and I appreciate it. In these times where it's hard to be social, things like this are really important. All right. Bye, everyone. Cheers.